Hi there, this is Erika Awakening from spiritualseduction.com, and today I want to talk to you about tapping into your true life purpose. And I will, after a few opening remarks here, I will lead you through a tap along. You can tap with me and we will help you really get in touch with your deeper life purpose. This is something I have worked with a lot of my private clients about. It's an issue that is becoming increasingly important. And the reason for this is that our global consciousness, the way the entire world thinks, is really changing quickly in the last couple of years. And as a reflection of this, many people are finding that the way I put it is the old ways just don't work anymore. It used to be that people could get into a steady job. They might stay there for pretty much their entire career. Then they retire, they live a few more years, and that's pretty much it. And for a long time that worked for people. But in the last few years, many of us are noticing that that doesn't work anymore. Many people are not content to spend a large amount of their lives working at a job that feels, maybe it pays the bills, maybe it barely pays the bills in many cases. But more importantly, it doesn't feel satisfying for a lot of people. Now, if you feel this way, you are not alone, and I want to share some ideas that I learned. I've been influenced by quite a few of our global consciousness thinkers. But two who come to mind right now are Deepak Chopra and Eckhart Tolle. And what I learned from Deepak Chopra's work is the concept of dharma. The concept of dharma, to paraphrase it just very shortly, is the idea that each person on this planet has a true life purpose. It's not the job that pays the bills. It may coincide with the job that pays the bills. In fact, when we get further in the recording, I'll show you that that's exactly what I want to help you do, is fulfill your life purpose at the same time as having a lot of financial abundance. But just because it pays the bills doesn't mean it's your dharma. And let me add to that, just because you're good at it doesn't mean it's your dharma. So your dharma is this true life purpose, the purpose that only you can fulfill. The exact perfect combination of all of your most amazing talents combined with your passions. That means what you really like doing, not just what you're good at. And the other person I've been influenced by in this area is Eckhart Tolle. A lot of you have read his book, A New Earth, Awakening to your Life Purpose. And if you haven't read that book, I do highly recommend it. And Eckhart Tolle talks a lot about how global consciousness is evolving and how many people are finding that the jobs they were doing before, while they served a purpose for a while, are not what that person is meant to be doing long term. And he talks a lot about how life helps us to evolve and kind of grow in. It may not happen overnight, but grow into our true life purpose. Now, I have had very recent personal experience with this, because after my own near-death experience about 5 years ago, I started a spiritual journey, which not all that long ago led me to leave a very prestigious legal career. I was a practicing lawyer. I actually had a great job with wonderful people. But my soul was calling me to do the work that I'm going to be doing with you today. And now I have devoted myself full-time to blogging and helping my private clients make this transition from the old ways to the new ways. So I'm now doing holistic life coaching, blogging, motivational speaking, instead of being a lawyer. And this is a perfect example of the fact that I was very good at being a lawyer. Yet, at a very soul level, when I had that near-death experience, I realized that it was not fulfilling me at the level where, had I really been at the end of my life, then I realized I didn't feel that I had fulfilled my life purpose. So I want to make sure that doesn't happen to you. And the other thing is, I just am noticing this a lot. It's not, obviously I'm one person, but just this year, in the first 3.5 months of this year, I've already had 4 of my private clients have left their jobs. I seem to have a knack for getting people out of situations that they're not enjoying and into living their true life passion. But just more and more I'm seeing this as a global sort of thing that's happening. So if you're one of the people who's thinking, there's got to be more, is this really all there is? There must be something more for me out there. The very wonderful answer to that question is yes. If you don't feel absolutely passionate about what you're doing, and you don't wake up every single day excited to do it, it's not your dharma, it's not your true life purpose. And so what we need to do now is really get you in touch with what your true life purpose is. Now, when most people first come to me, they're very confused about this. So what I'm going to do in this tapping video is help you start to tap in. Now, we're not going to have as much time as ideally we would have to really complete this process, but we can at least get a good start on it. To help you tap in, my personal belief is that deep down in your heart, you already know what your true life purpose is. But it might be hidden from you, and there are a lot of reasons it may be hidden from you. Some of those reasons might include that you've invested a lot in another career. That was certainly true for me. I had invested tremendous energy in being a lawyer, and it wasn't easy to walk away from that. So you may have invested a lot in something else, and you may be having a hard time letting go of that. Or perhaps you have family pressure, or social pressure, or financial pressure to stay where you are. And that can be a reason that you're not doing what you really want to do. You may have had childhood dreams that very well may have been pointing. I really wanted to be a writer as a child. And I kind of gave up on that dream. I mean, I was a writer as a lawyer, but that's certainly not what I had dreamed of as a young child. And I had pretty much given up on the kind of writing I really wanted to do, which is more expressive, creative writing. And you may have had dreams in your childhood that you have given up on because you think it's not realistic. And I can almost promise you that in that childhood dream you had is the seed of your dharma, of your true life purpose. You didn't have that dream by accident. It was there for a reason. It's probably guiding you in a direction. So for me, for example, I turned into a blogger, and that's what led me to be a life coach. And that was fulfilling this dream of being an expressive, creative writer. So maybe you want to look at what you were excited about as a child and think about some of those areas. They might be the seeds of your life purpose. And let's see, what are some other pressures that might keep you from... I think we've covered most of the main areas, although, no, actually there's one more, and one that is just absolute confusion. So many people have received so much advice over the course of their lifetime from so many different sources, and they've lost that center. We all have this internal center. I consider it to be very much centered in the heart. Although you can also feel it lower in your body. When you feel really grounded, you can kind of feel yourself sitting on the chair. You can feel, you feel really grounded and centered in your body and very present. There's an intuition that kicks in from that space that has tremendous wisdom in it. And what I find is that people have been fragmented so much by so much advice and so many different opinions from outside sources, they've lost touch with this center that already knows what you're meant to do in this lifetime and is still ready to guide you to it, step by step. You don't even have to have a plan. You just need to start following your heart and your intuition and your gut. And I'm going to help you today to begin to tap in to the part of you that knows how to start guiding you in this way.